we won't talk, and then that means that it's just going to keep on escalating because we don't.
Right.
Nobody wants to, and nobody can admit defeat in the West. So there's only one direction to go, and that's to keep it going
Yeah.
forward.
Right.
And do you see any
Right. Yeah. Well,
sign of
yeah. I know.
diplomacy
Right.
coming around the
No,
corner?
no, no. There's really no diplomacy whatsoever. And again, diplomacy for them is a sign of weakness. We've said that it's always Neville Chamberlain in 1938. It says, okay, Putin is Hitler, and you can't negotiate with Hitler. It's total nonsense. I mean, again, actually, previous presidents negotiated with uh, Putin, and they did communicate with them. People, Obama and George W. Bush and so forth. And he was never showed himself to be a bad man. He's a very rational man. I mean, okay, yeah, it's ridiculous, but they for whatever reason they've worked so hard to demonize him that now they don't have anybody to talk to because they've created this demon that's not really there. And you can't talk to the demon. You can only fight. Anything else is appeasement. Anything else is surrender. It's compromise with evil. Spelled with a capital E. Um, it's all absurd, but that seems to be the framework. That's the mindset that you find in the U.S. State Department and in foreign ministries throughout Europe, and so. Yeah, I mean, so we're on this course where it seems like the only thing you can do is escalate, and like I've said before, the only thing, perhaps the only uh, thing to hope, that gives me hope is just our weakness, especially the weakness of Europe. It's just when it actually comes down to it, both weakness in terms of equipment, but also popular support. I mean, these these governments just don't have it. It's just like when it comes down to actually, sending troops in and just, formally declaring war with Russia, they just might not be able to do it. They just might find, okay, yeah, I don't know how they'll handle it, and that's going to be the terrifying moment. When we get to that decision, all their various escalations have failed. It's clear that Ukraine is losing, and it's already clear. But I mean that it's collapsing rapidly. When you see the Russians marching on Kiev or Odessa or something like that, it just may be that a decision will have to be made. Are we actually going to wage war with them? We're going to, or are we just going to turn around and are we just going to walk out on this and leave this? And I'm just hoping that our awareness of their own weakness will be enough to prevent the final blunder.